Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today we're all mad as a hatter on land madness as Hera, playing as the Vikings in blue, gets ready to take on Mr. Yo, playing as the Persians in red. Now all the players heard their herdables explore their immediate surroundings with scouts and with adorable pre-pepperoni piglets and try to get their butts up to Feudal Age as fast as possible. Why don't we take a look at the Civ matchup we will be watching today? Now, the Vikings are a civ that focuses primarily on their infantry. Starting in Feudal, all Viking infantry get more HP and can be upgraded to get an attack boost against cavalry and camels, which might prove a little problematic here for our Persian. Now, this boost does benefit their unique unit, the Berserker. This is a durable, well-armored, strong infantry unit whose health actually regenerates automatically. Now, infantry units, as we all know, generally move pretty slowly on the minimap, or rather on the map itself, so to support them on the field of battle, Viking archer line units can be upgraded to get a small attack boost. Now, to help the Vikings afford their military endeavors, the long ships, the raids, the berserkers, all of it, they do get the wheelbarrow and handcart upgrades for free, so they basically hit the ground running economically the second they hit feudal, the second they hit castle. Now, their infantry, which already come with a few cool features I already mentioned, can be upgraded even more to earn gold every time they kill villagers, monks, and trade units. The latter there, the third, may not necessarily be something we see this game, but never say never for killing villagers and monks. Now, opposing the Vikings, we've got Mr. Yo on the eastern part of the map, playing as the Persians in red, an economic powerhouse with a tech tree that is incredibly strong and diverse. In addition to getting access to each and every single economic upgrade available in the game, they do start the game with extra food and wood. Their town centers work progressively faster right from the very beginning of the game, all the way up to 20% faster in Imperial, and they can be a pain in the ass to raid because their town centers, take a look at this, come with double the HP, 4,800 compared to the usual 2,400, and that's not all. Their castles can be upgraded to take less bonus damage and fire more powerful bullets instead of arrows, which come with an attack bonus against rams and infantry. Now, using their economic advantages, the Persians do generally tend to focus on their cavalry units. Their cavalry generate 5 gold every time they kill an enemy military unit, so one civilization earns gold every time they kill a civilian, although a monk, you can argue, is not really a civilian unit, and the other generates gold when they kill a military unit. Their Nightline units also come with an extra attack +2 against archers, and using every single upgrade available in both the stable and the blacksmith, the Persians can actually field 2 unique units. The first is one of the strongest, if not the actual strongest unit in the game, the War Elephant, that comes with a powerful attack, a huge amount of hit points, and does trample damage, but is both super expensive and overall still, after the buff, kind of slow. Now, the second is the Savar. This is a heavy cavalry unit that replaces the Persian Paladin and comes with a decent additional attack bonus against archers. I think it caps out at a +5 attack against archers, which is just a friggin' ridiculous thing to get for free when you upgrade it to the top of the line heavy cavalry. Now, to support their cavalry, Persian archers and crossbows can be upgraded to turn them into trash units that basically cost only wood, no gold at all. And if you want to be a little bit more mobile with your archer force, the Persians do get Parthian tactics in Age earlier in Castle Age. So this is a battle here between 2 classic civilizations, both of these going all the way back to Age of Kings, but 2 classic civilizations that have gotten a bit of a... They've gone to LA, they've seen a doctor or two, and they've got a little bit of work done, a few touch-ups here and there, an injection over here, a little botulism over there, and all of a sudden, these are 2 very powerful civilizations. Now, the Persians, talk about powerful, we have seen them absolutely on a tear recently. I don't know what their exact win rate is, but I suspect it is pretty damn high. Now, those of you who, before we jump into the base and the maps and all that stuff, those of you who have watched me cast for the last year, first of all, thank you very much. Oh, I think as I was thanking you, my thumb hit my microphone, because of course that's the level of professionalism that you can expect here at Cast of Empires. But those of you who have not, and those of you who have, in any event, you've heard me talk about, for the longest time, have promised you that I have seen Bush A. Now, we've all seen Bush B on many, many different maps, But Bush A has remained elusive, and I told you once, I said I've seen it somewhere, and I can't for the life of me remember where. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Bush A. And I believe it's right next to Bush B. Look at that. Bush A and B. Hilarious. Not a bush, not a type of tree you see on any other map, I don't think. Obviously, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but at least the maps that I've seen, this is the only time you ever get to see Bush A. In any event, as the scouts engage, by the way, take a look at the top left of your screen. Hey, look at that. Wheelbarrow just lit up automatically as our Viking hit Feudal Age, which means that his villagers are just going to be that much more efficient. I think 19 villagers to 21 Persian villagers. Remember the Persian economic feature. Oh, look at that. First kill going to Mr. Yo. Their economic feature has to do with their town center. So that this structure works faster. The villagers themselves, they're not Berber villagers. They're not Roman villagers. They're not Spanish villagers. So the advantage here very much to Hera, who is still down 2 villagers, but with Wheelbarrow automatically being researched, I don't think he's down economically at all. I'm taking a look at the resources collected. Actually, never mind. He is down about 100 resources. Okay, we'll see how much of that. I mean, he does have 4 seconds idle time. The absolute craziness of having 4 seconds of idle time. Mr. Yo has 0 idle time on his town center, which is just ridiculous. But in any event, as Mr. Yo moves out, as Hera moves out with a counter spearman, let's take a look at their bases, see if we can locate where their primary resources are. Now, Land Madness is not exactly the same as Arabia. First thing you'll notice, there are a lot of these small rectangular or square-shaped patches of forest, which come with all kinds of forests. I mean, there's Bush B, there's bamboo. I'm trying to click on it. Another thing, those of you who have watched me before know my clicking skills are absolutely terrible. And then there's Bush A as well. So a lot of different types of trees. Not too sure any of these trees. First of all, I don't know what the hell Bush A and B are. I don't know what kind of tree that is. But I don't know if they'll ever grow next to bamboo. A little bit of gold interspersed with a little bit of stone off campus. So not exactly like Arabia where you have primary patches of resources and secondary. The resources on this map are kind of just strewn about like a Jackson Pollock painting. A little bit over here, a little bit over there. All kind of nonsensical. What you really want to look for in Land Madness are choke points created by forests. And by the way, look at this forest that Mr. Yo has in the forward position of his base. This is absolutely very, very helpful for him in the earlier stages of the game. I mean, there's only really one line that needs to be cut here to have access directly into his base. So in the later stages of the game, potentially problematic. Tony the Tiger jumps in here. The scout, interestingly enough for Hera, was focused on attacking the Tiger as opposed to attacking the Spearman. Interesting move there. I thought for sure he would have wanted to get rid of the Spearman first. That Tiger not exactly going to do a lot of damage to his units. But in any event, it looks like Mr. Yo is pushing in here. Will he get a kill? There is a blue Spearman. He gets... Did he? Yeah, he gets... Actually... Mr. Yo loses 2 scouts. Who killed the second scout? One of these villagers killed the scout. We'll take a look at which one in a second as Mr. Yo absconds out of the base here. Was it you? Yeah, she says. I don't know if you heard that in the cast, but she went yeah, and we know that it is her. Hera here applying a good amount of pressure with 4 scouts. But as I was saying, on Land Madness, resources, location are important, but there are so many of them just randomly about. In my opinion, more important are the location of the forests to create little choke points. And we'll see how the players use these choke points. For now, everyone seems to be walling off their wood lines to make sure that these melee units that are attacking into each other's bases absolutely get nothing done. Although, right as I say melee, our Persian, of course, pops out 2 archers, training 2 more, and getting Wheelbarrow on his own. So how crazy is the lead that Hera has economically? Even though, oh, look at that. He's still down about 100 resources. And even though Mr. Yo's idle time on his TC is now 12 seconds to Hera's 7. So maybe the 2 villager lead does make the difference. I thought for sure Wheelbarrow would. I mean, if we're talking about, I guess when you get into the high 20s or low 30s, I guess Wheelbarrow doesn't really make up for 2 extra villagers or 2 fewer villagers. I thought for sure it would. But I guess I'm a little bit wrong. Hera continues to be down in total resources collected. Although he does have more farms than his opponent, which are the slowest form of gathering food. In any event, I'm going to shut the hell up about the wheelbarrow. You guys get the picture. The Vikings are just absolutely bonkers. Their economic advantages have been front and center for the civilization since literally 1999. They don't need me to keep talking about them. It looks like Hera's aggression on Mysterio side of the map is over. He got total 5 kills. Mysterio got total 6. And now he's in 2 locations. I'm trying to zoom out, but never mind. Right as I say that, the scout absconds north. And look at the use of the spearman by Mysterio, running a little bit of a circle so that the villagers chase him. And as they chase the spearman, these archers are getting, if not kills, then at least reduced HP, so that any kind of follow-up has an easier time killing those villagers. That being said, Mysterio's got to get the hell out of here. Both players heading up to Castle Age. It looks like our Persian will hit it 1 villager's training time ahead of his opponent. Mysterio, fantastic, managing to pick off that scout. Wonder why he's not turning around and firing on this one. You know you're not going to survive with these 2 archers. Might as well take away some HP from your opposing unit. He's got a scout to the south, a scout to the north. Oh, both of them 7 HP on you, 5 HP on you. Okay, so Mysterio's got to be super careful here. Hera's on the chase. 1 wrong pathing mistake here. And if we all know Age of Empires, we know that pathing is probably very, very much a consideration here. And the scout dies, but not to pathing, more to the javelin thrown by this guy, who is now moving forward. Hera yet again on the offensive here, having cleared up Mysterio's attack. He does have a full health scout, so a little bit strange to have a full health scout. Generally, you take the one that has very little HP and you use it to scout the map, but never mind, now it joins in. Tiger roars as the scout moves by him. 9 army count to 3. Mysterio needs to get something out, train something. He is going cavalry archers. Okay. Cavalry archers, husbandry, bow saw, bodkin. Okay. Remember, the Persians now get Parthian tactics in Castle Age, so extra armor, extra attack bonus against this little guy. That being said, I'm not too sure how many spearman line units we're going to see out of our Viking, who sees, by the way, immediately. And Mysterio does it again. He leads his enemy unit on a chase with the scout while the cav archers gun the guy down. That is just an absolute crazy little strategy. Lovely set of micro skills out of him. Hera moves in, though. Take a look at that. The top left hand card already illuminated. So now Hera is down 3 villagers. He's down about 300 resources collected. Even though his idle time is only 7 seconds, Mysterio's idle time is almost a minute. Surprised that he still has more resources collected. Hera has seen the cav archers, so immediately padded archer armor, immediately elite skirmisher. What do we think? Do we want attack bonuses, or rather attack upgrades, or do we want armor upgrades? Probably armor upgrades. The skirmisher's relying mostly on their bonus. Spearman dies, but does manage to take a cav archer with him straight to hell. That is a good trait for Hera. I would maybe prioritize the armor upgrades, no? On the skirmisher. You're not really gonna... Again, the skirmisher's real power here is these bonuses of archer +4, cavalry archer +2. What you want to do is keep them around as long as possible, so armor. But I don't know that there's ever really a right answer. These cav archers managed to pick off a knight. The second knight here, who snuck into the back of the base, has 0 kills. What he does have is 9 HP. Ballistics for our Viking. Ballistics very much needed for our Persian if he is going to go cav archer. And all of a sudden, we've got small little clumps of units all over the map. Mysterio takes a breather in between hunting knights and defending against raids to kill a tiger here. Now, the knight seems to be moving quite fast. 1.35 tiles per second, 1.54. So these cav archers should be able to catch up. Why are they not catching up is the real question. Skirmishers gun down another cav archer, but does our Persian care? He's got 10 out on the map. He's only down 4 army count. Hera, uncharacteristically housed at 65, just now starts constructing a house. This is not good news for him. By the way, what happened to all his farms here? Oh, he moved the villagers. It looks like he wants to get a bit of stone, wants to get a castle up. The knight is going to close, and once the knight closes, the melee almost always beats the ranged. I guess except in this case, who got the kill? Was it the knights? Palisade gate being destroyed. So lots of little battles all over the map. Hera down 10 villagers now, but he is up 50% army count. That being said, a lot of it is in skirmishers, and yeah, skirmishers are great against cav archers, not so great against knights. But right before they die, he is gunning down a good amount of cav archers here of his opponent. 2 cav archers is not a bad get for him, losing a whole bunch of skirmishers for it, but again, not bad at all. And Mysterio preemptively runs away from the gold, even though Hera doesn't look like he really wants to push into this gold. Mysterio keeping these knights busy, and again, he's luring them around, trying to dance around these archery ranges as the cav archers just get more and more and more HP down. This is the scout we saw from before with a little bit of a HP. Look at Mysterio. Oh my goodness. Look at the minimap. Mysterio has seen like 99% of the map. The only part he hasn't seen is this and a little bit of this. This is just absolute incredible scouting, Hera. Ooh, even Hera has seen less. And generally, you guys know my opinion about Hera. Probably the best early game scouter at the moment, among all the other things he's amazing at in this game. But Mr. Yo right now with the crazy map exploration manages to push off a few villagers from this woodline. But on Land Madness, there are many woodlines. Hera pushes again with the exact same army composition as before. This time, though, there's a little bit more meat to this army. Looks like an extra knight and a few extra skirmishers. Where is Mr. Yo's army? It's here in the center, gunning down villagers trying to build a monastery. The monastery's at 99%. It's literally at 99%. Villagers are dying. Cav archers are dying. Hera is getting the better trades here. 36 killed to 31. Both of them have killed 6 economic units, i.e. villagers. He's building a market. Might want to send 1 villager here to just complete this structure. And we're getting the light cavalry upgrade from Mysterio, who right now is just sitting on a +1 armor upgrade. Might want to get Parthian tactics, to be honest. I mean, there's not a lot of spearman line units, but mostly for the oh my god, mostly for the armor. But holy moly, Hera not only completes the monastery, but then moves forward with how many villagers? 11 of them to drop a castle right in Mr. Yo's face to lame the town center, lame the wood, and get the stone for himself. Oh my goodness, Mr. Yo, though. Both of these players just tearing into each other in these small altercations all over the map, and now there's finally a meat shield for these cav archers, which I'm assuming is the reason these light cav are here. Interesting location for the castle, right next to these 3 tiles of stone to protect the corner, I guess, from something. And Hera moves in yet again. Actually, never mind. I don't think it's a meat shield at all. I think it's just here to deal with these skirmishers. Hera's castle is up. The woodline has been nullified. The town center is going to fall. That being said, Mysterio still in the back here, still causing an absolute chaotic scene here in the back of the Viking base. And look at the economic kills now. It was 6-6. Now it's 16-10 in favor of our Persian, whose faster unit here, the Cav Archer, is about to get reinforced and get potentially even more villagers. Light Cav are body blocking, but he's going after the skirmishers first. What is it with these games lately that have just devolved into massive amounts of picture-in-picture requiring battles all over the place? Our Persian is building a bit of a death ball here. These units, the Cav Archers, are very much a snowball unit. What I mean by that is if you start with 4 or 5, you're going to want to get 10. And once you get 10, you're going to want to get 20. And once you get 20, you're going to want to probably go up to the mid to high 30s. It's not a unit that you can really stick on 5 or 6 because they're just that expensive, and to upgrade them and then to lose them. Oh, Mr. Yo is now getting... He's getting done to him what he did to Hera. He was chasing the skirmishers. Meanwhile, the castle had the time of its life here. And it looks like his own palisade wall, or rather just general wall, blocked his ability to run forward. Where's he going now? Okay. Now, this is probably something you don't want to do, which is engage into a castle with Cav Archers. We'll see how many he loses. Not too many, but look at their HP. They're down about 30% of their HP as he takes yet another battle here. Mr. Yo is going for these small surgical attacks all over the map. Hera is just going left, right, up, down with these skirmishers. He is pivoting to where the attack is, and now he says enough is enough. I don't know about this castle. How many villagers now? 7. Okay, 17. Mr. Yo. Mr. Yo says my castle is gonna kiss your castle, and we're gonna have they're gonna make a baby together, and they are putting their castles right next to each other. But I don't. Okay, I was gonna say I don't know about this for Hera. Underneath 4 cav archers. I mean, if this castle, it's at 27%. Look, it'll probably go up. Who's kidding who? Is Mr. Yo training more? No, never mind. There's 3 more cav archers on their way here. You know what? I think this castle probably will go up with 16 villagers, but it'll go up and Hera will lose probably 10 of these villagers. And 16 of these villagers is basically a quarter of his economy right now. 17 a second ago is definitely a quarter, right? 17, 34, 68. Yeah, actually exactly a quarter of his economy is right here. And he is already down 13 villagers, and he is down army count as well. So Mr. Yo, like I said, with the surgical strikes, the precision just absolutely destroys the economy. 19 villager kills to 12. It doesn't sound like a huge difference, but in a 34-minute game, oh man. Sometimes I feel bad that these games don't last very long, but other times there's so much action, even in just a 34-minute game. Elite skirmishers, cav archers. I mean, who takes this battle? It's only 17 more cav archers than the skirmishers. The skirmishers with the high ground probably could take that, probably on the low ground. Not PKPM for Hera. Ooh, just shy of his usual 200 to 300, right in the middle of the game. Mr. Yo beginning. Yeah, always in the beginning for Mr. Yo. Almost, I shouldn't say always, almost always, as he furiously clicks and queues villagers. And our Viking, even though his economy was so much smaller for the majority of the game, take a look at this. There's only about a 10% difference in economy. Thank you, Wheelbarrow. Thank you, Handcart for free. Does lead in stone. That second castle does lead in food just a tiny bit. Gold, though, he's down about 1,300. Wood, he's down about 2,700. Although his army not really that wood intensive, even with the skirmishers. Relic gold, surprisingly, it's Hera who takes the relic. I don't think there were any conversions this game. No conversions at all. By the way, 1 second. Did I see? Yeah. Oh my god, I missed it. It was literally seconds ago he got Parthian tactics, and that might be the reason why Hera decided, you know what, okay, now you've got 4 pierce armor, which means my skirmisher does 1 damage plus bonus. And even one damage plus bonus to a unit with 70 HP is not that good. Remember, skirmishers do attack super slow. 3-second delay to these cav archers. Okay, I thought 1.7. Never mind, 2-second delay. So they attack slower. They're weaker. And now your opposing unit has a lot more armor. And you're going to get this. Again, I think the castle will go up. Mr. Yo's got 15 villagers here who are going to be... what's the word I'm looking for? Building? Oh my god. Sometimes the words just fly out of my mind. Not something I should admit, but they'll be building unobstructed without any kind of attack whatsoever, whereas Mr. Yo might... Look, what do we think he's going to do? Is he going to take these guys and attack villagers, or is he going to try to monk style it by taking this guy, right-clicking this guy, right-clicking this guy, right-clicking, and then just right-clicking a bunch of them so that they get distracted and flee? Because as we all know, when the villager faces attack, there is no fight or flight. It is always flight unless you instruct them to fight. And so I still think this castle is going up. But in any event, it is Mr. Yo, our Persian, who the kill count, Hera had 50 military kills, and Mr. Yo also had 50 military kills of his own. So the kill count was very similar, which at the end of the day kind of benefits the Viking because he's the one training trash units for the most part. A few knights here and there don't change that, whereas these cav archers are not that cheap at all. But I think Hera just spent his stone. Like I said, 25%, a quarter of his economy is here in these villagers who not only are not gathering resources, not only are they not contributing to the economy, but they're also going to get gunned down eventually. Like I said, I suspect if Mr. Yo targets the villagers and tries to kill them each individually, probably about 10 of these guys, ladies and gentlemen, are going to die. And with those 10 deaths, his economic lag will just get bigger and bigger. And ultimately, with the pinpoint surgical attacks, it is Mr. Yo with the Parthian tactics in Castle Age Cav Archer. Man, are the Persians versatile. We've seen the Chinese be incredibly versatile because they can just tech switch at the drop of a hat with their discounts. But holy moly, can the Persians go a bunch of different routes whenever. So when you play the Persians, scout them, because you don't know if a Savar is going to appear out of the fog of war, or a fully upgraded Cav Archer in Castle Age is going to appear out, or God help you if a freaking War Elephant starts waddling that big wrinkly ass towards your base. You might want to scout ahead, and Hera did, of course, as always, a fantastic job scouting. Look how much of Mr. Yo's base he's seen. Ultimately, though, I think there were just a few small things here and there that added up to him just falling way too far behind. Even at the 35-minute mark of the game, I think he understands that this may not have been the best move. And it's now that his opponent has Parthian tactics, and not only that, Mr. Yo doesn't have to take this fight. These guys move basically 50% faster than these guys, and so he can just run forward. And there's 3 dead villagers here, 4 dead villagers here, 1 or 2 dead here. There, he's already killed 2 or 3. Here, a few dead villagers, and Hera's just going to start falling way behind, because even though he's got knights, his skirmishers are just way too slow to be able to react to the Cav Archers. And with those Cav Archers, and with the never-ending raids on this map, where we finally got to see Bush A to say, hey, Cast of Empires isn't totally full of shit, that sometimes he does know what he's talking about. And this is the map Land Madness, where we see Bush A. It is Mr. Yo who is victorious, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.